So here, and they are dropping the gauntlet with a first pick Lucian.
Hold on.
I can't tell if you're adjusting your eyes because you're tired.
What?
Or because we have a first pick Lucian.
It's because we have a first pick Lucian. We haven't seen that one, Yanni. As I know, Lucian's really sort of the rise up in priority.
Very happy about that.
I gotta say, here's my, alternative thinking.
Okay.
One of the biggest counters to Skarner is Lucian Milio.
Mm-hmm.
By picking Lucian, we can now go Skarner Milio and be very happy with our lives. And hate our lives into Caitlyn and likely a Karma or Lux that comes in,
True.
True, yeah.
Definitely agree with that. It'd be nice to see in Italy. I haven't seen too many in Italy's lately.
Oh, is Ben just going to slam his York? I think Ben's just going to slam the York.
I mean, why not? Yeah. All right.
It's been a really big pick for Ben.
Yeah, it feels like BLG is one of the few teams that really understands how to play with Yorick at the professional level.
Annie.
Just too many times teams will go and they'll be like, our Yorick is split pushing. We have great disengage tools. Let's go fight them. Like, no, dude, let your Yorick do the work. And BLG has been pretty good at that. Annie and Nami going to be locked into the new hotness. BLG is going to, or not, sorry, BLG, Team WE will try to leverage that into a third game. And a Lux lock-in is coming through.
All right, bot lane's going to be volatile. Of course, Annie being that new hotness. Opportunity, if the BLG bot lane gets behind at all, dropping Tibbers on a Kate Lux always feels damn good. As I think the Caitlyn showing, again, we've seen a little bit more Lucian Milio. Lucian Nami has that stronger laning phase, whereas Lucian Milio really scales astronomically. If you're playing Milio into Caitlyn Lux, you are going to hate your life. So I think that's why Nami shows, just answering the Caitlyn pick. And my guess of, how we can get Skarner for Beichuan, it does go, Monki does go out the window. Speaking of Monki, some target bans at him. One of the few players that has been playing Jarvan. A pick that has received some buffs, and I expect to see more of when we get in the best of fives. Because with Jarvan, you can always find that trigger pull, and I don't think Jarvan's actually in that terrible of a spot when you get deeper into a Fearless draft. Will be banned away, and now we'll see if Skarner, by chance, gets taken away too.
And if it does, I mean, if you're Team WE and you're Monki, you just go with raw power and you just play Neferi or something like that.
That's a good call, actually.
Isn't really great, but I mean, you just do it, right? It's one of his better champions, and it's a really strong early game champion. You just kind of try to leverage your early strength, right?
I think it'd be tough for Beichuan to play too, as they're actually going to ban out Skarner themselves. If Beichuan plays Neferi in the Nami Annie, that feels terrible. So I think Beichuan's kind of limited on what he can pick up. But I expect to see Knight actually grab his champion now. They only banned out the Orianna to protect the Annie. Actually, Poppy's really good in this draft. I really like the Poppy pick from Beichuan. Again, I will maybe tease a potential Trundle coming out from Monki. He has played Trundle 3 times, and the good matchups for Trundle in the jungle are going up against Poppy and going up against Xin Zhao. So a potential for Monki to maybe pick that one up. It does feel... Actually, it wouldn't feel terrible this game with everything showing.
Yeah, you still have
Trundle.
A decent amount of engage tools too. You've got Nami tidal wave. Obviously, you hit a Nami bubble and Annie's ultimate and stun. But we're gonna see a Shen come through. It looks like that's gonna be for Cube. I'm not gonna get baited by hovers. I'm not gonna get baited by hovers. I'm not gonna get baited by hovers.
Whoa! He picked it.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Kind of wild picking it into Poppy.
Kind of wild picking it into Poppy. But you know what? Don't care. This is awesome. Graves is so back, baby.
This is a fun one. He's got the Shen with the shield. It will be an Akali for Knight. This champion's deadly for him, and frankly, really not a lot of CC that Knight has to worry about in this game. So I like the Akali pick, and I like BLG's comp a lot, but I will look at the eye candy, and that is the Graves entering the jungle. I want to see, when was the last time we've seen Graves in the LPL? And Graves for Monki. I mean, a real chance to try and impact the bot lane and get up in the face of this Poppy. So for me, all eyes on Monki. He will have the ability to really impact that mid lane. I think Knight picking Akali does dissuade that, as the Shroud can hopefully get you out of a lot of the damage, or maybe even the CC that Annie can throw out. And Akali should be tanky enough to not get one tap, depending on what kind of build you want to go for. I think Rocket Belt actually did see some positive changes, too, in favor of... not exactly Akali. I think they were shifting some of the... Oh, wait, that's the next patch where they're going to rework some of the mage items.
Yep.
I'm talking through my ideas here, Yanni, but overall, I like the comp for BLG. I think they outscale really heavily, but I like the eye candy of the Graves, you know?
Yeah, you
and
know,
Monki.
in one corner we have the really well thought out composition, and in the other corner we have the fun. We're in the fun zone. If you're a fan of Team WE, his 13th game on Graves in his professional career, 7-5. We'll see if he's able to add an 8th win there. As, you know what? I feel like this Kate Lux is just going to take over the game. It feels so difficult for Team WE to play. They're so short range.
They are. Again, bot lane going to be very volatile. So for me, all eyes on the bot lane early on and all focus on the bot lane here for both teams. We're going to be sprint bot. Let's hear the Jaios in WE's home arena.
That just felt like a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage from on. As you can see, looks like WE going to have to hit their spikes earlier on. It is a Dark Harvest on the Graves. That spells out lethality. So going to be trying to one-tap some fools here. That's going to be the game plan for Monki. Also, look at where Beichuan is. That is a one sneaky little Yordle that has gotten all the way in. Knight actually going to spot them on the rotation, too. And we'll see.
Oh, my goodness. Hang on.
We're going to get real weird. We're getting weird.
Oh, we're going to get so weird. Oh, he dashed in there.
Good
Nice
flash
there from Karis. That was snappy.
That's it. They got the
flash.
chunk. Yeah, they got the chunk on the Beichuan. He started E. I think On might help him pull this a little bit with Elk. As the E start, not what Poppy wants. But, man, that was almost dire. Good flash from Karis again. And we'll be Monki off to a bot the top start, matching that clear of Beichuan. That means that bot's left to its own devices. But Elk and On going to be late to lane. That's a very big deal with the Kate Lux, as brush control with that range that you were teasing Yanni matters a lot. But Taeyoon's going to eat the Q, and Elk's is going to start stepping up and threatening these autos attack as the Caitlyn. Very strong. And Monki already doing Graves things.
All right, Beichuan, let's see what you got. You're below half HP. Well, what you don't got's a Gromp. As that is sniped away by Monki, and now Beichuan
Shotgun to the face.
Kind of alone on an island here. We do see Knight moving over. His bot lane is too. Slams him up against the wall. He's going to pick up the buckler, and all of a sudden, Monki's in trouble. Good flash there, but guess what? He's stuck in a 3v1, and First Blood goes over to off.
Well, I like the Gromp take.
I like the look.
Not the Wolves take.
Yeah, it was a little.
Gromp take, good. Yeah. I actually think there's a way, like with Annie mid, I mean, you could have just taken Gromp and then sprinted towards the Raptors and fought Poppy there. But a lot of power now missing. As, of course, Elk and On a little bit low on the mana, but Elk doing good work on Taeyoon, who will have some help with the Nami in the health bar. And frankly, Monki is actually just sprinting to impact that bot lane.
No.
Karis is going to die. Karis going to flash.
I think we're headed to a large gold deficit early, although On is very low. He's going to try to sneak around. I don't really like this. You're going to give red buff over to somebody who you really don't want to have red buff.
At least Elk survives, and they do see Monki. So Beichuan is actually currently taking Monki's Raptors, and Monki is going to help Taeyoon shove this wave.
Elk?
As Elk burns his flash for fun. And I think for fun is what describes this game so far.
Couldn't agree more, my friend. Oh, is this the new Lux skin? This is
yes. We must sell the skin. Guys, esports is not an advertising vertical, but we do feature skins. All right?
If you know, you know.
Anyway. I do like the look of the new skin. I think it's cool. As, you know, whenever... Lux skins are really what funds all of Riot games. So
I gotta buy the pass when I log on next time.
Yeah.
I haven't played any games in a little while, so I really hope that I'll be able to actually complete the pass at some point in time. But
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. Probably sometime this week. Hopefully, I'll devote my Monday to more study of the LPL and maybe have some free time to play a game or two.
Study of the League of Legends. Meanwhile, Bin has been digging this York on the top side. So I gotta say, Yorick has been a pick where Bin, it feels like he just reaches critical mass on this pick. Shen has a couple decent interactions. Of course, W at the right time can get through those Q autos that are empowered by Yorick. So that is a positive interaction that might be in the hands of Cube in this matchup, but it's Yorick and the Shen. You could outscale it at some point, you know?
Do get outscaled. Bin have a fun time as those ghouls are too strong, man. Did you see what they just did to Cube? Oh, Graves, last play at LPL, summer 2024 by G2 on RNG versus Thundercloud. His opponent was also big. That is an interesting note.
Well, Graves check-in on our unique pick. Again, lethality Graves that Dark Harvest showing. It's behind the Poppy, and if you're behind on Graves, you're losing. So not exactly where we're going to be. As we do see Ben just bash the shovel in the back half of Shen. As that is... yeah, again, he has that wave frozen on the Shen too, so Cube is going to have to DP his way on back. As Monkey's going to sneak in. He spotted.
Nope, they saw him. You got nothing there, Monkey. On has to know that. On has to be careful.
He does.
Don't wanna,
yeah. Beichuan's here.
Is on the way down here. We got a full-fledged 3v3 going on. Steadfast Presence is up, but he's not going to go in as Elkin On will continue to just pepper a little bit of damage down onto the bottom lane and jungler of Team WE, trying to get control of this bot side river, maybe for a potential dragon in their future. It is up and available. Grubs in a minute and 30.
-1 cannon in there for Ben. Of course,
So
the
sad.
W for Shen too. That will also help against the ghoul autos. So value there for that timer. But man, Cube is getting dunked already in this lane. As Bin's doing his best to put him 6 feet under. And is already almost doubling his CS. Of course, Cube going to pick up this wave. Does have the TM out to help out. But it is not a good start for Team WE. As off the landing phase alone, it is a 1k gold deficit. And a couple of the points of power that I want to see. Oh, we got to pause. There's... Okay. Karis could stack up and Annie engages. Beichuan doesn't find the wall bang.
They do get a good amount of damage down on the Monkey because of the root. On is a little bit low on mana.
I mean...
It looks like Team WE can't fight their way through this. This is very difficult.
We're 7 minutes in, and it already feels like WE can't play the game.
Yeah.
And the scaling for WE is, again, not in their favor. Now, the positive, if you're Team WE, is that you did manage to make a game out of a 4.5k gold deficit at 12.5 minutes into the last one. The negative for Team WE is that the game feels like it's getting out of hand again very quickly. Again, BLG, as they've kind of found their form again in Group Ascension, have started to gap teams, which really felt like the BLG specialty of past, as this is, when at their best, a Thanos-level team we have in the LPL.
Yeah, Team WE was gapped in the early goings of Game 1, right?
They were.
You were really only paying attention in the second half of that game. I mean, it was very non-competitive early on, and credit for Team WE for fighting through it. I can't imagine that BLG is going to make the same mistake twice.
I mean, look at the jungle gaps.
Yeah.
Like if you pick Graves, you're trying to do what Beichuan's doing to the Graves. If you're behind on Graves, I cannot emphasize enough how useless you are.
Okay. Monkey flashing forward.
Bin has flash
We're going to try to take out Bin. Bin, as you mentioned,
Karis.
Karis, yeah, Karis almost dies to those little, the little ghosty goons.
I fear the Maiden's a little bit stronger than the Bear.
Just
life
a
buff,
little bit.
you know, for the Yorick.
Okay, Taeyoon goes down as Beichuan shows up to the top lane. Manages to find the kill and punts away. And now Monkey manages to actually snipe the kill onto Beichuan. Cube gets taken to about half HP, but Ben wants this fight. Does have the Maiden, but unfortunately the Maiden will fall as Monkey will go and take that out. Now that Ben is no longer betrothed, Yorick is no longer betrothed, he can write his love note because he dips Graves.
Oh, Monkey's taking the cannon minion too. Observer even focusing on that. All right, this really is a Graves solo queue.
He said, this is my game. This is my game.
We are really playing solo queue here. I will say, I think gold on the Graves is a little bit more valuable than gold in the Shen, the big picture. To be fair, Monki needs it too. Let's take a second look again. Beichuan. Standing out, he comes down onto Monki, not onto the Yanni. As again, Team WE, a team that, you know, rumor has it, behind the scenes, Monki is the shot caller, is the leader, and it's Team WE is the Monki say team do team.
Yep.
As he is the leader of the squad again, is a lot of unique jungle picks that he's willing to pull out. When WE has looked at their best, it has been Monki being big. But I think that's Stand United going down to the Monki and not the Yanni. Might be Team WE in a nutshell.
Yeah, honestly, and you know, is taking the cannon just the shot caller attacks? You know, Monki's like, hey, I do a lot of the heavy lifting here. You know, just give me the cannon real quick.
It's definitely it's the Team WE tax where I feel like Cube just has to be on a dog champ or else it's not Team WE, you know?
Yeah, poor Cube, man. I mean,
I don't want to take away from Cube.
Used in lane, and,
he's been a good role player.
Jungler, yeah, he's he does.
He's been all right.
He does what he needs to do in order for his team to have some success. Team WE was a team, remember, that started out 0-6 this season, really turned it around.
Went on a 5-series heater after starting 06.
Now lost their last 2. They are currently on pace to lose their next 6, right? To go win their first 6, win their next 5, then lose their next 6. But I mean, if that happens, Cubby, and that means they're on a 5-game winning streak going into playoffs. That would be pretty good for them.
I feel like it's a lot of projecting you've done. If you're a WE fan, I think you're down for the Hopium, though. Hopium's what you need in this matchup.
I don't even know if they have that many series left.
He's dead.
I don't think Bin has a whole lot of HP left in him.
Never mind.
Put him in the cage.
Yeah,
He's
Monki
able to
took
get
2.
out.
He took 2 tower shots. I think if that doesn't happen, then Monki might be able to redive the Yorick. But not the case. Made it up in 7 seconds. It's good react flash from On. I don't know if that W is actually in range or not from Karis. But anti-flash down for nothing is a pretty big win for BLG. They're going to take the Dragon again. BLG in total control of this game. A game where, again, Team WE has to get the ball rolling quickly, and they have really failed to do so. As it is an Umbral Glaive Graves. And this Graves is already on welfare, it feels like, this game. He is really far behind.
Yeah, and we talked about how you do have good CC tools to be able to enable your Graves, right? You know, Nami is a walking CC tool, but...
Oh, no, it's Prime Boss Graves. I feel like he needs to recruit more minions to, like, funnel more gold into him, you know? Maybe the goons out there on the street aren't getting everything that Monki needs to get. Also, alright, Monki gonna use them to go please that award.
You come to me on the day of Team WE's match against BLG.
Come to me with nothing.
You come to me with nothing. I take your cannon.
I mean, I feel like if it was the day of his daughter's wedding, then that Stand United definitely should have went down on the Yanni. And not the Graves, but
nice
he is
dodging
the
out
boss.
there. Beichuan going to show up here. Monki just kind of sandbagging there, making sure that Taeyoon and Vampire are able to continue to farm here. Taeyoon continues to take some damage, trying to keep in lockstep with Elk CS. He's doing a pretty decent job, but his health bar is getting lower and lower. Okay, tidal wave coming in. As On does a classic int, and Monki from downtown with the collateral damage will pick up his 2nd kill of the game. In the bot lane, we're not done. Knockup is on Karis in the perfect execution. That Knight will find his 2nd.
Well, Off's in the chat. Knight able to pick up the kill, though, on the Akali into the Yanni, as Karis has been sent back to Narnia. Or I should say, sent back to Stone Ages.
Okay.
See what Monki can find, though.
Dove here. Doing a lot of damage to him, blinding him as well. He'll flash away, but he still goes down. As Taeyoon will find kill number 2. All of a sudden, Team WE, they've turned it up. What is it about BLG and getting small gold leads against this team that they cannot keep?
Well, I think the 2 suspects are on your screen right now in Beichuan and On. Again, last game, both were caught out a few times, helped W get back in the game. On kind of gifting away a freebie against Vampire and the Nami there. That snowballed into Elk going down as well. But then the savior, it has been Knight. As good sidestep by Karis, but still the trade's being won out by the Akali. So with the Merc Treads and with the level lead, a full level up for Knight. This Annie will not be threatening this Akali anymore. And Knight, we saw him take over the last game and be the savior of BLG as that team didn't play great as the 5-stack actually did their best to throw what was a pretty significant lead early on in the game, Yanni.
Yeah, you know, they tried really hard.
They did. Knight for sure set up for success, though, again in this one.
Yeah, and, you know, much earlier than the last time out as well. And it seems like he'll be able to have a much greater impact this time around, just due to all the chaos that is going to be in these fights. Right? You don't really have anybody who can mark him. And speaking of getting marked, Ace in the hole will come down, but it's not going to land on Taeyoon. His Vampire is just kind of relegated to heal bot here. You know, he's healing him. He's throwing some ease on him, maybe a bubble or two. A tidal wave that went off to the side, but here's a calling. All right, we have a full-fledged fight here. This Vampire is going to get the Shen ultimate, but Knight is going to go in and take him down.
Through the stand united again, Knight now 3-0-1, really big in this game. As the burst damage tried to come down from Monki, as we see ships in the night passing there. Bin is rotated down after taking down that top outer turret to help secure the second turret for BLG in mid-outer. And Herald falls as well. That's going to be feet secured for BLG. 3K gold lead opened up, and no signs of slowing down in the BLG camp this game.
Yeah, there was an immediate ping on that bot tier 1. We're going to see teleport come in from Bin. Take a look at this replay. I mean, that was a tidal wave of all time.
No comment. Oh.
Nice trap.
You know, the one comment I will say is that going into the day, Vampire has been so good in the last few series. I think they have a stinker, and I wouldn't blame them for it. So I got to pass up on that one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it wasn't good, but I mean, that doesn't erase what he's done, right? And, speaking of erasing, Knight is just erasing multiple members off of the map. He's going to go all the way in. He could find himself in a little bit of trouble here, but he took literally no damage from this Annie. So, I mean, that's just the power of these Merc man. As BLG, all of a sudden, the cascade has come through. They're just getting pick after pick, fight after fight, taking objective after objective.
Also, the power of an Akali in a game where CC is conditional. As in games where Akali can't be CC'd, I mean, she can really take over. As this is a very, very powerful champion if you're able to connect. Speaking of connecting, tidal wave dodged out on by the Herald. Knight makes it look easy as he's a smooth criminal and rolls his way right on out of there.
I don't think Team WWE has the same tools to be able to come back in the way they did in game.
Nope.
I don't know about you, Cubby.
Nope.
All right, so I think what needs to happen is
wait, he's taking this?
Oh, okay.
Not.
Oh. Karis, flash for flash.
I mean, that's bull,
Knight
man.
will take him out. Yeah, that's messed
That
up, bro. I don't know if he was
mean.
worth the flash, Knight. I really don't think so.
He's laughing on his screen, man. He's having a ball
You
of
see
it.
Karis is just nodding. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's me whenever I am playing a game and I'm severely outclassed with my lane opponent. I also do the head nod like, yeah, he killed me. He has now bought his ego book. It's got 9 pages in it, and he's looking to write all of the names of Team WE in his death note.
And Knight's kind of been Himothy in this series going up against Karis.
They call him Himmy Turner.
Yep. And Himmy Turner doing backflips on the rift here. Monki, he's built a hubris, which I feel like is appropriate playing Graves. If you want to play Graves, it definitely takes some hubris. Karis clearing out the ward was enough for Knight to land the E, and that was enough to one-shot the Annie. As the glass cannon Annie, well, the Shurikens are unfortunately breaking the glass house. Now Beichuan going to try and find Q, just force the flash out.
Okay, Cube slammed up against the wall.
This play's going to continue. Now
yeah,
Elf
he's
wants
just going to die, man. This is just, I don't really know. There's not too much more to say here. Aggro's going to go over to Bin. He's going to just drop out.
Last outer.
Yeah, this last one's going down. And this
3
was
grubs.
the
2.
continuation of game 1 that we expected to see.
But hey,
is what we're seeing.
Pity prizes.
Okay, not bad.
Pity prize secured. No, it's bad when we're celebrating pity prizes.
Yeah, honestly, it is a rough sledding here for Team WE as the push continues on the bottom side. Bin and Elk and the Maiden. going to continue to knock down these turrets.
Can we
Knight's
do this,
going to go
Knight?
in a 1v2. It ends up being a 1v3, and he immediately gets blown up. And it's a big shutdown going over to Monki. He's got those stacks on his new phone, Hubris.
Yeah, maybe thought he was going to be able to get out of that one, but Nami Tidal Wave created the chain CC enough to take down Knight. Well played by Vampire. As
Servers are like, man, why did he do that?
well, at least
He
Knight
was so
smiled a
sharp.
little bit in the player cam as they were zooming in on his dead body.
Now he's got no stacks on his Medjais. What a silly goose.
That's true. That actually hurts a little bit.
That's silly Billy Gaming right there.
Speaking
Speaking
of
whole
hurt.
lands. Monkey is just so low, man.
Monkey?
Be able to turn this around? No, Elk is going to flash on him and kill him.
That was actually kind of close. I thought Monkey
It
almost
was.
had that. Not the case, though. Looks like Monkey sprinting towards the collect the third item. As this game continues to get further and further out of control for WE. We did see last game, BLG hit Anakan on spawn. Managed to secure that one for themselves. Oh my god, it's a Spear of Shojin on Poppy. Beichuan, holy cow. I will say Shojin, really strong item. BLG only has a 62% chance to win this game. That chance.
Only? Oh, 62.5. We can round up to 63.
I'd bumped it up to 83.
I think you might be onto something there, Cubby.
I might be
Your
onto
analysis has been pretty strong. I mean, really, we're like, what does Team WE have, right? I mean, like, Taeyoon and Vampire, a nice duo of champions that still has a lot of power. You got Monki, who is pretty strong himself. Cube, who's got good utility, and Karis, Karis is so weak that if Kakashi from Naruto rolled up and tried to fight him, he'd cover up a Sharingan because he doesn't need it.
I'm going to pretend like that was an awesome reference you just made, Yanni.
I'm so upset. You know what? I forgot you're not the anime watcher.
Yeah, I've never seen Naruto. I apologize to expose myself like that. That said. But you say that Monki might be kind of strong, but we're playing Graves. Yes, it's 3 items because we built lethality items a little bit cheaper. And he has gotten a few shutdowns. So he, actually has the most gold in the game. As he is somehow, I guess, tactically inted early on to then grant himself a shutdown later on.
You know what it was? It was that cannon minion he took all the way back on that top play.
Oh, you
That's
must be a
what's putting
jungle
him over
main.
the top.
I know you're not a jungle main.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm an AD carry player, bro.
Yeah, you sound like one when you throw out blasphemy like that.
He has all 3 items. He is pretty powerful.
WE is just 5-manning bot turret. What could possibly go wrong?
A lot of things, Cubby. Let's find out. As
Buy mid-inner.
BLG is on their way. They're going to take the turret. Elk is going to chill out, as you said. Take mid-inner here. As Team WE, they are S5. BLG get a little too saucy here. They could find themselves in a little bit of trouble. Knight really wants to go in on that. You can tell, but he will think better of it.
He wanted to go in so bad he had to on-throw at a scouting final spark, you know? That said, not just to scout, also to delay some of these resets, because of course Elk's gotten free time in the mid lane to take the inner for himself, working on the inhibitor turret, as now Cube. He tried to TP out. Looks like the wall from Bin stopped him, as that bump was enough to get Cube out of there.
You know, that's not the first time that Pin has done that on this champion. It's such a nice tech.
It is. You know, as an old Anivia enjoyer myself, outdated champion, but of course the power of the wall. Use a lot of strength there. Well played by Ben, who has really taken the Yorick that has been buffed up, seen some changes. He's taken it with in stride.
Beichuan's going all the way in, but remember, Beichuan isn't tanky, guys. He's got a Spear of Shojin, full culling, just going to land flush onto On here.
Take it, Knight. You know you want it. All right.
Oh
goodbye,
my.
Karis.
Oh! Did you see that?
What?
That was a lot of damage on that turret. I mean, I know why, but, you know, it was still a lot. He half-health that thing, man.
Yeah, I gotta say...
Beichuan is going to punt. Hold on. He's going to punt Taeyoon out. Beichuan's going to walk in. Knight trying to kill Monki here. Perfect execution, but he did get taunted. The Dragon did go over to Team WE. Meanwhile, Beichuan... Vampire ace in the hole. Vampire realized that he was very, very dead.
Yanni, do you think that BLG is taking this game 110% seriously?
I
answer
don't
should've been faster.
know.
Oh, okay, it was sarcastic. Well played. I don't think so either. This Poppy build is something else.
Yeah, this Poppy build is horrific, bro.
As much of a Spear Shojin enjoyer as I am, shout out to Renekton, who
Straight to jail.
Some matchups you can go Spear. First item is Renekton. You can. Also, Ambassador drop
Okay.
that sometimes. Also,
Hang on. They find Bin on the side lane. Bin dying
That's
on
a
the side
gift.
lane for 0.
That was a gift.
Oh, wants to take this inhib, but could find himself in a little bit of trouble. The minions are not going to be able to finish it off. This inhib does still stand. As BLG a little too sloppy here for my own.
I am going to write this off as they are not taking this game 100% seriously. Karis
I agree with you. But
forced Elk out. I assume Elk doesn't get one shot. Oh, no, he does. Harvest secured by Monki. Well played.
All right.
We're going to hit Baron, and we're going to find out what happens.
Why not? Why not?
TP's up in 15.
Oh, calling, lands flush on the on. He's forced all the way out. There's a couple of spells. Beichuan hanging around. Elk is here. Knight coming
Knight
from the
scouted.
side. Bin up in about 5 seconds. 4,000 HP on the Baron here. Knight trying to grab all the attention of TWE while Monki finishes the Baron on his own. It's stolen away by Beichuan. Double knockup is there too. Monki will flash right into his death. They will finish off the Annie. Vampire is next on the backside. Cube dies too. And that should do it, Cubby. It is an ace for BLG. They got the Baron. They got pushing lanes. They got a game win already. And they should have a match win.
Monki missed the smite, and BLG does not miss, as this game might have looked a little bit for fun. I'm going to say that it was, but hey, BLG, they can afford it. Knight, Knight, congrats on your double MVP, man. You were an absolute monster today, as Knight continues to be one of, if not the best players we have in the LPL, and BLG continues their undefeated streak with Beichuan in the roster.
Congratulations to them, as BLG, as you said, with the win, improves now to 9-5. Really, really excellent stuff. A team that was 4-5 at one point has now rattled off 5 straight. And let's be honest, there's not too much to recap about this game. So let's talk about the future for both of these teams. Coming up for Team WE, it's a little difficult for them. They got 4 matches left. They play against Top Esports next Wednesday. The next day they play against Thunder Talk. Could be a gimme there. To end that week, they play against Anyone's Legends. And then on week 8, that'll be Thursday the 22nd, they'll play Weibo. So that one could go either way. Kind of depends on where the teams are going to be at that time. Might be forecasting a 1-3 to end the stretch for Team WE. It would put them at 6-12, which isn't terrible. But definitely after they rattled off those 5 wins, put themselves at 5-6, would be a disappointing way to see them end the regular season. But of course, that's just forecasting. They could absolutely beat Weibo Gaming, depending on how Weibo looks, because they've been a little rough lately.
Yeah, they have. And I got to say, with BLG, their forecast looks clear. I know that we saw some questionable plays a couple times in the series from Beichuan and on, but overall, BLG outclassed Team WE at the end of the day. Still, I think blowing what was almost a 4.5K gold lead in that first game is a little bit concerning. Still want to see Beichuan and On take more steps in terms of incorporating Beichuan into the roster and putting things together, but you cannot doubt the performance that came out of Knight in this series. It should win MVP for this game as well. He was an absolute monster, and Ben continues to look in much better form. So still things looking up for BLG as that forecast has clear skies ahead, and we'll see if they can find some more wins on the Rift. As Yanni, I just do want to highlight again, JDG starting tomorrow